First, it's the FA Cup semi-final, the Hillsborough Copper tumble of noise and colour. For this one, Arsenal against Stoke. Those fellas up there are the Arsenal supporters at that end of the ground. And first of all, let's have a look at the Arsenal team for this semi-final. And Arsenal are unchanged, as expected. The only thing that needed settling was the substitute, and John Samuels gets that place instead of Eddie Kelly. A semi-final with two great goalkeepers. For Arsenal, of course, Bob Wilson, a man who somehow epitomises the unspectacular yet reliable qualities of Arsenal. As for Stoke City, something of a surprise to find Mahoney brought in at 7, Greenoff takes the 4 shirt, Skeels goes back to 2, and fullback Marsh becomes the sub. But if Arsenal have Bob Wilson, Stoke have Gordon Banks, their skipper and the world's #1. The crowd is 55,000 strong. They've paid £80,000 for this one. The referee, Pat Partridge of Middlesbrough.
So a corner to Stoke. Burrows, who takes them from both sides. Low one against Smith, getting in. Conroy there as well. And Storey! Oh, against it is him! Oh, an absolutely freak goal. And it puts Stoke into the lead. That might have come off any one of 5 players. Oh, now Kennedy. Can Kennedy turn it? Oh, great work by Banks. Oh, and he's almost lost it. And the whistle had gone. It must have been kicked out of his hands unfairly. Tremendous reactions, though, by Gordon Banks getting down so quickly on that one. A real daunting prospect for the Arsenal, really, when they're this goal down. A freak goal, to be sure. And now they've got to beat this man, the world's #1. So Banks with the free kick for Stoke City. Oh, straight off Radford. Are we going to get another strange goal? George Graham to Charlie George. Turned on nicely there for Radford. A little lucky there. And now Storey. Oh, hammering it though. Kennedy. Oh, just past. And Banks coming out to remonstrate with Pat Partridge. Probably more out of relief than anger. Harry Burrows. Oh, a nice little flick on there. Simpson as cool as you like. Oh, Charlie George! This is the chance! Ritchie! And 2-0! Charlie George's back pass! And Arsenal, disaster for him! And it could well be disaster now for Arsenal. Ritchie, the simplest of goals. In for Greenoff. Beautiful skills by Greenoff. And Mahoney away! McClintock hesitated. Mahoney! And straight into Wilson. And George Graham and Peter Storey having a right word with the referee. They felt he should have been given up offside, but he was onside when that ball was played. And so it's Arsenal's throw with George Armstrong. Over the head of Skeels to Kennedy. Now Radford and Graham leaping at that far side. And Storey to hammer it! And a goal! You've got to give it to Storey! And Arsenal back in it! Radford and Graham jumped so beautifully for it, and it finally came out for Storey. There was a ricochet, but Peter Storey really hammered it. And so Arsenal's free kick. McClintock with it. Charlie George right up there, and Bloor to get it away. Only Greenoff up. And Greenoff! Now is a break for Stoke City. McClintock trying to get back. Greenoff over the top! Tremendous break by Greenoff. And Armstrong saying, how can I take it quickly with the referee standing over it? Now he can take it. Armstrong going in, or rather Graham going in. Samuels with a shot. And another flick, and it's wide, and a corner. And again, Banks having it out with the referee. I've never seen Gordon Banks argue as much as he's argued this afternoon. We've now played 45 seconds of injury time as Armstrong takes this last gasp corner for the Arsenal. Everybody up and heading off the line. Was it a penalty? It's a penalty because it was pushed off the line by Mahoney. And so Arsenal, in the very last seconds, have a penalty. Storey is the man with the terrible responsibility. Storey, who has scored in 4 penalties this season, now faces Gordon Banks, the #1 goalkeeper in the world, and there are Arsenal players who dare not watch. Storey versus Banks, Wembley at stake, and he's done it! Storey has equalised! 2-2, and you cannot get a more dramatic semi-final than this. Arsenal reprieved with almost the very last kick.
But what about that penalty and the wonderful coolness of Peter Storey in taking it at that very last minute? Before he'd hardly got his breath back yesterday, I asked him about it.
Well, so was it a corner or a free kick? I can't remember, really. I think Frank got up to it and headed it down, and someone punched it away, didn't they?
That's right.
And,
Mahoney. Now,
Mahoney,
tell us about the moments leading up to striking that ball past Gordon Banks, though. What were you thinking about?
I was praying, really. I thought, it's got to go in. We can't miss it now.
The most important kick you've probably ever taken in your life, I would think, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah. Must be. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. But you've had some success with penalties this season, of course, haven't you?
Yeah, I think it's the 5th or 6th one I scored. I've missed one in the first cut, but I've had quite a few in the last minute. 3, I think. That's my 3rd one in the last minute, I think.
Yeah, don't keep doing that for the sake of Arsenal supporters. What about the first one you scored? After 50 minutes?
Yeah, I just got knocked down, and I come on the edge of the box and hit it on the volley. I didn't see it go in, actually. I went through a crowd of players and...
Slight deflection, I think.
Yeah, I think it caught someone's shoulder or something, didn't it?
But credit to Peter Storey. Did you think you were lost when you were 2 down at half-time?
Well, we felt a bit down, you know, but we come out, you know, decided to have a go in the second half, and it worked out in the end. We gave them 2 goals, I think, you know, in the first half. We had 2 bad goals. I thought we played quite well really. You know.